Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. Now, guys, did you guys see me last week when the Harvestrolley came to the A-Star TV studios and I had a chance to do some shopping for Taco Tuesday? It was a very dope experience. And yes, I do mean dope. It was amazing. All of the groceries I needed, plus some adult beverages, were on the trolley. Well, today I have the brains of that operation coming into the studio. I have the Director of Business Development. Her name is Valhalla Clack. She is joining me in the studio, and you need to hear about this project. She is literally taking this trolley into food deserts to provide groceries for our elderly and just for underserved communities. They take EBT and they do some more amazing things. Don't go anywhere. We are going to be right back right after this break. You gotta stay tuned for this.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. How many of you guys are familiar with food deserts? They really do exist. And I'm saying that to say is because we have someone in the studio today. She is with Harvest and Natural Market, and her name is, I want to make sure I get this right, Valhalla Clack. Hello, Valhalla. Thank you for joining me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now tell me, because I'm going to be very honest. You know, you guys came to the studio last week.
Yes.
We did some things on the trolley, which was so much fun. But I can tell you, I never really heard of the Harvest Natural Market. So where did it stem from? Tell me about it.
So Harvest Natural Market is a niche grocery store concept. The things that we happen to do very well are all your everyday staples that you would expect in any grocery store, but we also have an international element to all of our stores. We try really hard to represent the demographic that we have in the area, and on top of that, our stores are also equipped where you can come in, you can do your grocery shopping, and you can also sit down and have a meal. And when I say a meal, I mean we have like a full co-op kitchen open. And you get to experience the same flavors from the things that we have inside of the grocery store.
Awesome. And when did you guys launch?
The stores itself, our stores have been around for the last decade.
Okay.
However, the Harvestrolley launched in March of 2020.
I love it. And what got you guys started, like especially with the trolley? Where did this start?
The trolley was actually, it was a conversation piece. And when COVID started, when we were watching the numbers from 2019 starting to develop for the pandemic really starting to come over to the United States, it was a thought process. But it was also something that we were thinking about pre-pandemic, just as an additional tool for people. You can use services to pick your groceries, but you lose the element of being able to choose what it is that you want and that impulse moment, buy that you would like to have. So once the pandemic really was in full effect, March of 2020, we decided we're going to go ahead and roll this out. And not only will it be a nice service to have, it's also going to be a tool that people are going to need.
Absolutely. And it seems like it has been very successful.
It has. It really has.
I love that. Okay, so tell me this. Now, what would you say is the big difference when the shopping experience between Harvest Natural Market and some of the other big retailers?
Oh, I would say it's the comfort. When you come in the store, you have a direct line to the managers, from the cashiers, the people that are cutting the meat in the butcher shop, the people that are preparing the fresh salads and all the deli items. You can get a custom cake. It's not a cookie cutter situation. It is actually very custom tailored for your shopping experience and just for your comfort. I mean, where else can you go? You can shop, you can go into the food court, you can have a delicious gourmet pasta that we make right there on site, and a glass of wine.
Why didn't I know about this? Why am I just hearing about this? Where have I been?
We have been here, we've been around.
Okay, so where are you guys? Because I need to know.
Okay, so we are in Spring, Conroe, Katy, and Missouri City.
Okay, how did you choose those areas?
Those areas were just chosen based off of, again, you know, like normal demographics for our brick and mortar stores, but the Harvestrolley is chosen in a completely different manner.
Okay.
We started our services in those communities, but then we branched out because we very quickly realized, I mean, at inception, we also knew that it was going to be a tool to help out other neighborhoods. And those other neighborhoods in particular are the ones that deal with food scarcity issues.
Right.
Because Harvestrolley is mobile. And it's bringing all the fresh items that people want in all neighborhoods. So when you have a mobility challenge and you have a mobility solution, it just works together really well.
What are some of the areas that the trolley frequents often?
So like I said, we frequent all of the areas within a 25 to 30 mile radius from our stores. But in addition to that, we have 3 expansion areas that we're really trying to target right now. 2 of those I can definitely mention right now. One of them is the historic 5th Ward area.
Okay.
We are in that area constantly partnering with the community, getting the word out, meeting the people, making sure that they know us and that we get to know them and what they want. And the other area is Acres Home.
Okay.
Yes, same thing. We're in the community, helping out, partnering at farmers markets, at schools for gardening programs.
I love that.
Yes, so not just coming to bring groceries. I mean, obviously we're a business, that's our main thing that we want to do, but also partnering with the community so that we can help with food education, showing the kids, you know, from the ground to on the trolley or in the market, this is what's happening with the carrots that your mom is taking home. I mean, I think this is probably one of my favorite projects that we do at Harvest.
I love that. So what has the response been in the community for Acres Home and 5th Ward? What are they saying?
It's been wonderful. It really has been wonderful. I mean, everybody's been extremely welcoming. I think that there's a level of respect that's there because we want to partner with the community, not just come in and set up shop. And we constantly getting invites for, you know, more activities, more community events. And we are about to very shortly roll out here our expansion plan with definite points that we're going to be at on a constant basis so that the community knows that they can depend on us to get their groceries.
You said something, you keep using the word partner.
Yes.
And I love that word.
Yes.
And you've used it repeatedly, so it lets me know that you really do partner.
Yes.
That's what I would say, and I don't know your store just yet, but that's what I would say would be the big difference. You keep using the word partner.
Yes.
Like we're just not coming into the community,
No.
setting up shop and want your dollars, etc. I love that.
No.
How do you choose which neighborhoods you're gonna go into?
Honestly, I don't think that it's a choice necessarily for us. If I could say that the order that we do things in is as soon as opportunity hits that we can get into the community and we establish those relationships and they want us there and they understand, you know, how our program works and how the expansion program works, we're ready to go. I mean, that's our push, but it's not really a choice. If there's a food scarcity issue, we want to be in that neighborhood.
Gotcha. But are you, even with the food scarcity, how do you determine it? Like, how do you know, like you said, elderly? Like, so do you target an area that specifically has elderly? Like, how do you know it's a food desert?
I can tell you that for the Houston area, I've been very fortunate to work with some great people through the city. I really have, with Complete Communities, in particular, Ms. Krista Stoneham and Kim Hatter with the mayor's office. And they have been an extreme help because they've got all of the information that we need for demographics. There's plenty that I can pull from my end,
Right.
but they just add a phenomenal amount
They have
of
the
data
real
to
deal.
it. They do, and I love it. Those ladies know their business. So we take that data and we basically map it out. And so I go back to Harvest, I map out, you know, all of the areas that have the issues, and then we start planning logistically how we can reach all these different neighborhoods. And it is a lot. It is a lot of area that we, you know, are hoping to cover.
I love that because I remember wanting to do something with some food trucks when the pandemic first hit, and I was specifically targeting the elderly. Fortunately, it did not pan out, but look, you took my place. I love it. We're going to continue this conversation, guys. We are going to come right back right after this break.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Hello, everybody. We are still in the studio together, and we're going to continue this conversation because this is some much needed information we need in our community. Now, Valhalla, you were talking about the elderly. And I was talking about what I tried to do for the elderly, and I said, you've come in and take my place, and I didn't even know you, girl. That's amazing. But tell me about this. So I'm picturing the trolley. I'm picturing the trolley
Yes.
going into a neighborhood, and we have elderly on wheelchairs. We have elderly on walkers. What does that look like when they're trying to get groceries?
Okay, so let me tell you, this is a really important part of the community that we try to reach no matter where we go. This is why it's important that we're partnering, because we, as the business, we can do all the research that there is in the world, but we don't know. Our partners in the community know where we need to be. So for instance, in the 5th Ward area, there is an elderly facility, and it is very close to, it's also very close to Legacy Home Health. I love when we visit this community because what happens is they know that they can get their wraparound services right across the street, but we're there also, so they're able to get their groceries. And our drivers, I think I mentioned this before, they are the heart of our program. Our drivers aren't just there to drive the trolley and ring you up. Our drivers are there to get to know the people that are in the community. And by doing that, they're able to work with the elderly. If you're not able to come on board, even with the lift systems that we have, we've got iPads, we FaceTime phones, we'll bring the groceries out, whatever it is that you need, you have your list, our drivers are going to help them get everything done. And it has been a really nice partnership with them.
I have to tell you, I had a chance to meet your drivers last week.
Yes.
And they were amazing. So I'm going to say this. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. They were the Chick-fil-A. They brought the Chick-fil-A of the grocery store, of the food industry into the they were so helpful. So I can only imagine how helpful they are for the community. And again, you keep using the word partner.
They are.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
We don't want to just do business with people because people do business with people that they trust and that they actually like. Now, I know you mentioned before too about budget meals. What does that what is a budget meal?
Okay, so another thing that we happen to do on the trolley is we take all forms of electronic payment, and that also includes EBT.
Okay.
The reason why this is important is because, first of all, during pandemic times, we have something called pandemic EBT.
Okay.
We need to be able to meet the need for everyone that has affected and that has access to those funds. But we also know that we have certain demographics where it's a higher use of SNAP benefits, EBT, WIC. We are there for them also because I can't stress enough, this is not just a privilege, it's a tool. And if you're going to get your groceries, you need to be able, everyone needs to be able to get them. And then on top of that, we need to help you stretch that dollar. And I don't just mean for people that have SNAP or don't have SNAP, but take into mind, if you do have access to EBT funds, you also need the ability to be able to stretch that dollar as much as possible. And we like to do that. We try to make sure that when you get on the trolley, I think you did Taco Tuesday when you were on the trolley.
I did.
Right. So when you get on the trolley, you should be able to grab the things that you need for your children for lunch, for school, for snack at home, for dinners, for breakfast, and you should be able to do it in the most economical way possible. Our prices do not vary. I can't say that they don't vary at all because it is a mobile market,
Right.
and we move from market to market demographic, and we do have some minor changes. But for the most part, our prices match exactly the same prices at our store. We're not trying to increase the prices for more profit.
I love that.
I've been in grocery stores in the city, and it's the only grocery store within that area. You're watching people, you know, walk quite a bit away from the bus stop, or they're just walking there, they're on their bike, the moms with kids. You know how hot it is right now. Our trolleys are air conditioned. You hop on board, you get your groceries in comfort. No one is rushing you. You get the same service that you'll get in any community. I mean, I think that it's a pleasure. I have never experienced this, showing up someplace and they're not happy to see us.
I know, I can
Yes.
imagine.
And when you leave, you have more money in your pocket to spend later on.
That's something that we need to talk about. I don't think people realize that in areas where EBT and SNAP benefits are widely used, the grocery store prices are usually higher because
They are.
That's something I don't think people realize.
They are, and it's sad, to be honest with you. You know, a frozen bag of vegetables should not be $4.37. I'm quoting that exactly, when it should be $1.29.
Right.
Yeah, and those are the things that we want to avoid. You should be able to feed your family, no matter how many people are in there, in your family, for the same amount that I would be able to feed my family if I went to one of our stores that's in a master plan community. It's the same.
Valhalla, you said something earlier that really caught my attention. You said this is not a privilege, it's a tool.
It is.
Define the difference for me.
I mean, if I can speak very frankly,
Please
in
do.
some communities, in our underserved communities, these are Black and brown body communities, it is important that when you come into the community, you do come in as a partner. You do come in and you want to be a part of what is happening in the community. These are historic communities. They deserve all the respect in the world. My mother grew up in Acres Home. Her parents grew up in Fifth Ward. I grew up in Galveston. I have lived all over this city in different areas. I used to live in Third Ward. It's important that you show up with that level of respect. In addition to that, we need for people to understand that whatever service you're going to get, it's the same service that we're giving people all over the city. And it is a tool. All of us are busy. All of us are busy. It doesn't matter the level at which you work. If you're in media, if you work a white collar job, if it's a blue collar job, if you have 3 jobs, we are all busy and we all deserve the tool of the trolley to be able to help us at our point of need.
I love that. I love that. You seem very passionate about this.
I am.
And I know I know what you do, right?
Yeah.
So you got a job that you're very passionate about.
Yes.
Why are you so passionate about it? Any personal stories that you can share?
I think so. I mean, I grew up in a home where there were 3 very specific generations. You know, all of us had a different experience with life, politics. My dad was 23 years older than my mom.
Okay.
My mom grew up, you know, in the 60s, and then there was my brother and I. We were also raised in a home where it was extremely important to make sure that you learn community at first at home, and that it is your duty to be a part of your community that is immediately around you. Feeding people, meeting them at the point of their need, exactly when they need it. There's no excuse not to. There's enough in this country to go around. And I enjoy that I have a job that's like helping
Absolutely.
to get this done.
It's more than a paycheck
It
for
is
you.
more than
I
a
love that.
paycheck, and all people deserve respect. I think there's 3 things that I grew up knowing that bring people together. Language, which is harder, but language, music, and food.
And I was going to say music and food.
Yeah.
I didn't know language, but I knew music and food.
Language, music, and food. And if you can share one of those 3 things with any person, you can make a very solid connection with them.
I have a passion for the homeless, like a serious
Yes.
passion. Anything you guys are going to be doing with the trolley for the homeless anytime soon?
So actually, Harvest Market and Harvestrolley, we do a lot of charitable giving.
Okay.
And I can say that we could probably toot our horn a little bit more, but we don't.
Okay.
as a personal rule and as a business rule, I don't like to put pictures up of people when you are giving them something and they are in their lowest moment of need. So, but I can say that yes, we do this on a regular basis. We have a church in Kendleton that we partner with sometimes to make sure that we are able to get items to them. We have lists of needs because people in the community that live around our stores are able to let us know when they have a neighbor that's in need. We try very discreetly to help with that as well. And as far as homeless population, like direct programs, we aren't just Harvest Market and Harvestrolley. We're also a vendor for food drives and soup kitchens. They're able to contact us and we work with them to get them the items that they need in order to serve that population.
Valhalla, I have to tell you, I absolutely love what you guys do. And seriously, thank you for doing what you do because we need it. Our elderly, our homeless, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm glad I learned more about this. I'm so excited.
Good.
Guys, I am going to be right back right after this break. See you in just a second.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I truly enjoy learning about all things that Harvest Natural Market is doing, and I hope you did too. And let's make sure that we go out and support because they're coming into our communities to make sure that they are partnering with us. That's a big deal, guys. Partnering, that's real. That means that they're not just coming in and just building something for us to spend money. They want to work with the community. Now, to all of my dreamers, I love anyone who has a vision and who's actually, putting some legs onto that vision. Valhalla said something that I really enjoyed. I asked her, it's like, hey, you seem really passionate about this job. And did you notice that this was more than a job for her? She's very passionate about it, and she shared why. I'm sure all of you guys have heard, follow your passion and the money will come. I heard that a lot during my early entrepreneur days. And let me be clear, I did not see the money. But I am here to attest to that. It is so true. So what is it that you are passionate about? Especially if it's something that's different and it's out of the box and no one believes it but you. I'm a big believer that sometimes the vision is given to you because only you can accomplish that vision. It's not given to everyone because then everyone would be doing it. So whatever it is that you are passionate about, get ready, get your behind up, and I almost said a bad word, get your behind up and go fulfill this passion. We need you. The vision was given to you because only you can do it. When I think about me and my love for food trucks, right? I love food trucks. I'm known as the food truck lady. I have literally had Gordon Ramsay's producers call me, Food Network's producers call me, all because my name was the food truck lady. Literally, because I was so passionate about bringing underrepresented chefs this exposure, and look where that has gotten me. So I am living proof that if you follow your passion, the money will come. I promise you, I would not lie to you. You can trust my taste buds and you can trust my authenticity. As always, I love hearing from you guys. I want to hear more from you. You guys are sending some funny stuff in the inbox at info@americanstartv.com. So if you don't want to put your stuff on social, email us. We are checking it and we are laughing. Stay tuned because I'm going to have some great stuff coming up next week, or actually this week, sorry. My days are off. Stay tuned. We have some fun stuff. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.